Hey my friends, welcome to this week's blog. This week I want to talk to you about how to free play. Sometimes you don't want to write a song, you just want to explore on the RAV. So I'm going to give you a few tips in getting started in discovering your internal rhythm and also just finding your way around the scale even if you don't know which RAV you're playing with. So you can approach any RAV using this technique and still create something that sounds pleasing and is useful enough for personal play, or even for a yoga setting. So let's take a look at the free play technique. To start this off, I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about by a free play. So the basis of this playing style is using the ding as your central orienting note. And using the ding ensures that all of the notes go together well. So what I'm really doing in this particular example is just going up the scale while keeping the This is all I'm doing with one hand. I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm continuing to do that. And with my other hand, depending on what skill level you're at, you're adding one other note on top of that. Now, if you're playing on a different RAV, this may sound different, but if you just start with the left side on the 5th note, the 6th note, and the 7th note, and you're just going down, so I'm going 4, 5th note, 6th note, 7th note, 4th note, 5th note, 6th note, 5th note. The same technique can be done with notes in succession. So if I'm going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. All I'm really doing is tracing different patterns on the RAV, and as long as you end the phrase, and by phrase I mean a group of notes that sound nice together. A phrase in music would be something that you'd play that has sort of beginning and end to it. If I'm ending that phrase on the octave note, and for this one it's a B, this is the octave. On things like the B Celtic, this one is the octave down here. So look on the scale maps and find whichever note is your octave from the center. So if this is a B2, this is a B3. As long as you end on that octave note. You can really meander wherever you want on the scale, and it's like returning home. You come back to that as your central part in this playing style. So why even bother playing just with the ding? If you choose to just use the ding as your focal point, it allows you to focus on building melody on the other notes. And this is true on any RAV scale. Some scales are more chord-based, like this is a B chord. This is a very chord-heavy scale, so you have a lot of movement to it. You can do a lot of things with it. Some other scales are more limited. Scales with more half steps tend to have more dissonance. However, if you're using this as your focal point, then you can play any of the notes in sequence and they're going to sound okay. So hopefully this allows you to begin experimenting with using this to build the rest of your playing off of. And I hope that the techniques I shared allow you to play a little more comfortably, even if you don't know the scale very well. It's a good place to start if you're a new RAV player, or if you're just looking to play for a yoga class or something that's not, it's not necessary to have a lot of chords and a lot of movement in the scale. Hope you guys stay well, and I'll talk to you next week.